Heyo, what's up you guys? Today I'm finally making the how to Kamikhazix video, since a lot of you guys have been asking if I could explain how it's being played and what's the difference between using Facios and using Electrocute, and why Facios is better than Electrocute in my opinion in high elo in some situations. So yeah, this is gonna be a detailed video about how Kamikhazix is working, everything from the runes, the pathing, pros and cons, the difference between using Facios and Electrocute, and the playstyle differences. So first up, let's start with the runes. So Kamikhazix obviously has Facios as its keystone. Facios is super good on Calyx because you can proc it very easily with your combo actually, and you can proc it while you're invisible, and you already get bonus movement speed whenever you're ulting. So combining Facios movement speed with your own ulti movement speed just makes you able to reposition super fast and gives you a ton of movement speed to chase people down, to reposition from going in the front line to the back line, or going into the back line and then back out again. Super easy. Then you have Nimbus Cloak, super good too, because whenever you are ulting, you get movement speed from the ulti itself, but then you also get a burst of movement speed from Nimbus Cloak. And people have been asking me if Nimbus Cloak works for each ulti, and no, it doesn't. It only works for the first one. So this is pretty much like how you want to start off your combo. It's just ulting in, get the Nimbus Cloak movement speed proc with your ulti movement speed proc, and then you run into melee range of your opponent, and then you start proccing your Facios, and then you go into ulti again, and then you just chase people down. Then we have Absolute Focus, super good to get that bonus AD damage, because you're pretty much always above 70% health when you are starting off your combo, so your entire combo will pretty much be dealing bonus damage from Absolute Focus. And then we have Gathering Storm, just a good late game rune to go for. If it for whatever reason goes late game, then you don't really fall off too hard. You can do Water Walking instead if you want to, but Gathering Storm is a more common rune to do so. Then we have Precision Secondary with Triumph, which is super good for whenever you kill someone, you get some HP back, so that you're able to go in again. Let's say you kill someone and you go back in with ulti, then you actually get the Triumph heal while you're in ult. Because sometimes you will go for a play and you'll die just before like the Triumph heal will proc on you. But here you pretty much are almost always guaranteed to get your heal, Triumph heal, if you kill someone, because you have your ulti to be 2 seconds invis in each cast. Then we have Alacrity. The reason why we do Alacrity here is just because of the attack speed for early game. Taking down monster camps is a bit easier. And then you're thinking, why is there no domination tree? And the reason why there's no domination tree is because it doesn't really synergize too well with Kamikhazix. So one thing that is definitely notable when you're not playing with domination whatsoever, especially when you don't do my Electrocute rune page, is that you don't have Rammus Hunter. So this means that you have absolutely no healing besides your W and Talisman and Pot. Usually you'd also have Rammus Hunter to heal of every single ability, but you don't have that here. So this means your clear is not as healthy. This means that you're looking for more ganks and you're kind of forced to do more ganks. Then you are looking for power farming. So if you're struggling to gank, then maybe Facios could work, even though I usually say that Kamikhazix is only good in high elo for the most part, because it's pretty much like a very utility based team oriented, like team reliant playstyle for Kamikhazix, but it might still work. And then for the small runes, 10 attack speed, 9 AD, and then armor if they have AD, and MR if they have AP. Since they have Elise jungle here, I am doing magic resist here. So that's pretty much the rune page. Now let's go over for the build. So a lot of you guys know that I usually differentiate between going red smite and blue smite depending on the matchup, but with Kamikhazix you pretty much always want to do red smite, simply because that it's just way better for the dueling power. Because with Calyx Q evolve, with Electrocute, you're already super strong, so you might not always need the dueling power from Red Smite. But when you have Phase Rush, you're lacking a bit of damage 1v1. So if you're trying to duel someone, Red Smite will help you edge out the battle a little bit and turn it in your favor, most likely. So always going Red Smite. So jungle item, of course, pretty normal to go for always. Then you have two options for your secondary item. Either you go Black Cleaver, which in my opinion you should buy if they have 2 or more tanks, or that if your team is doing super well and you don't need to be the carry of the game. So if you have late game hyper carry EDC or mid lane or whatever it may be, and they're fed and they're winning lane, you might as well go for Black Cleaver just to become a little more tanky since you're not the carry of the game. But if you are the carry of the game and you do have all the kills and your team is not doing too well and you don't have like the best like late game champions on your team, then I'll go for Duskblade as my second item and then Black Cleaver third item. So jungle item, Red Smite, Black Cleaver if they have 2 tanks or more, or if you have a team that's carrying. And then you can buy Duskblade third item if you want the damage, otherwise you can just go straight into more tanky items. Yeah. And then if you are fed or you're ahead and you're the carry of the game, you'll do Red Smite jungle item, Duskblade, and then Black Cleaver. Reason why the Black Cleaver is such a core item here instead of lethality with the normal Calyx build is because it synergizes super well with the way Phase Rush Calyx is being played. So Phase Rush Calyx is pretty much you chunk people low. So usually you would look for 60 to 80% chunk on your first combo rotation. And I'll show gameplay highlights explaining this later on in the video. So I'll show you guys an example of it. Which means that you're shredding people's armor over time with Black Cleaver. And then, yeah, you're basically like AoE shredding people, because with Phase Rush Calyx you do ult evolve, then you do W evolve, and then you do Q evolve. So you basically have a lot of utility and you're shredding people's armor with your W, like overall, like an entire enemy team. And then you go on one target and shred their armor over time so you can eventually finish them. So you don't one-shot them, but you finish them over like 2 combo rotations, sometimes even 3 combo rotations, it kind of depends. But yeah, that's why Black Cleaver is such an important item here. That's pretty much the core items for Phase Rush Calyx. Late game items, boots, Zero Tab Eyes or Merc Threads. You can do Hex Shrinker if you're against AP, you can do Death Dance, you can do Deadman's Blade, you can do GA, you can do Edge of Night. You can pretty much do whatever you feel like doing. It's very situational, but the like free items like Jungle Item, Black Cleaver, and then sometimes Duskblade. Like Duskblade games will occur from time to time if you are fed and you are the carry of the game. But Jungle Item and Black Cleaver are definitely core items. Duskblade is like an on-off item, but you can definitely go with this build. And the reason why Duskblade is actually pretty good in my opinion here is because with with R Evolve you get free charges, which means that you can essentially proc. In teamfights you'll most likely proc your combo 3 times, but you can proc, if people face you can proc your Duskblade 4 times. So Duskblade pretty much works like whenever people loses vision of you, the Duskblade reprocs. Same goes for your passive. So that's why your passive and Duskblade has a super good synergy, because they both proc over whenever the enemy loses vision of you. So if people face check you, you auto attack, then Duskblade and your passive procs, then you ulti, and then you auto again, and then Duskblade on your passive procs again, and then you can ulti again and do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and again. Like, so you can proc your Duskblade 4 times with your passive if people face check you, but for the most part you'll proc it 3 times. 1 time for every time you ulti, you would look for an auto attack. Regarding the clear, it's pretty much the same as whenever I'm playing with Electrocute Calyx. It's just going red, Crux, Raptors, and then I'm looking for ganks. If I can't really gank anything, I'll go to my blue side, get Skullcrab. If I still can't gank, I'll just full clear, I'll reset, and then I'll clear my jungle again. But if you can go for ganks, always go for ganks. I've been asked this so many times, should I full clear or should I gank? It's always situational. There's not always like one best thing to do. But if you can gank, always go for the gank. But if you can't gank, just farm. So always prioritize ganking over farming, no matter what champion you're playing, because it's more worth for junglers to gank than it is for farm. So I think that we should go and take a look at some highlights. So this game is a Grandmaster Challenger ELO game on eWest, where I am playing with Kamikhazix. And I'm basically gonna show you how strong it is. So let's just go here. So we pretty much lost this fight. There's only me and Nautilus, and we didn't kill a single enemy unit. My ulti is just about to come up, and yeah, I'll show you how I'm basically able to get someone for free and completely juke out the entire enemy team without them knowing whatsoever where I'm going, because you can reposition so well with Kamikhazix. So here we go. I ulti in, then I press E, I one-shot Deluxe, I do a fade away, so I'm pretending that I'm moving up here towards top river bush when I am when I'm not in my stealth, but then as soon as I go into stealth, I instantly move to the other direction. So if you take a look again here, we lose the team fight, unfortunate. And then we go in here. Again, I ult in, I E, Q, and I'm doing the fadeaway move. Enemy team is completely getting hard juked here, and then I'm pretty much out. Then we eventually also kill Riven with Nautilus ulti, but that's because of Nautilus, not really because of Kamikhazix. So yeah. Then we have another clip. It is right. Wait, let me see, where is it? Yeah, it's right here. A fight on enemy Crux, enemy red buff area. It's breaking out. We already killed Gragas. Then they kill our Zed. We get a Caitlyn. Everyone is pretty much low here. And then I'm again going in with ulti, dodging everything. And then I'm pretty much just killing people here. So pretty much the combo for Kamikhazix in teamfights is you ulti in, you go for an auto QW, so you proc your phase rush, and then you have chunked like that target. If it's a squishy target, you've chunked them for approximately 60 to 80% of their HP. And then you go into your ulti again, you've procced your phase rush, which means that you're now running super fast. So you can either reposition, so you can reposition on another target to chunk them low, or you can finish off the target that you just chunked really low, or you can ulti away and wait with your third ulti to go in again, or just like run out of the fight and say, okay, I chunked this guy low, that's what we're gonna do for now. That's pretty much how it works. So the last thing is pros and cons and the difference in playstyle between Electrocute and Kamikhazix. So with Electrocute Kamikhazix, you do Q evolve every single time, and then you do E evolve, which is super fed. I only suggest this in low elo. If you play in high elo, it's QW, which means that you have really good dueling power, which means that you can duel a lot of junglers from level 6. You are really good at getting objectives such as Drakes and Rift Heralds, because you have the isolation damage to like kill the target super fast. And you're doing more damage, so this means that you can one-shot people if they are behind or you're super fed and you have Duskblade. So that's pretty much like what Electrocute does. What Phase Rush does, on the other hand, Phase Rush is better for 2v2 fights. So let's say you're going for a counter gank on mid or top lane. It's way better there. It's better for ganking because you are ulting in, you get a movement speed proc, you slow them with your auto attack, and then you just chase them down with phase rush, and it's super hard to escape a phase rush Kamikhazix because you have so much movement speed, first of all from Nimbus Cloak, then you're slowing from your passive auto attack, then you're proccing phase rush after that. So if they flash away, you don't need to flash because you will keep your E for that flash to just kill them and make them waste their flash. So it's better for 2v2 fights, it's better for ganking, it's better for team fights, it's better for skirmish fights. And then of course it's weaker for 1v1ing and objective control. But as I said, this is more of a team reliant build and playstyle. This is why I just suggested in high elo. Because in low elo you can punish people super hard. They don't respect isolation damage, so you'll pretty much always have it. So if you do electrocute, you can just one-shot enemy carries. And you can just overall get a lot more kills by doing electrocute than if you're just gonna do phase rush. And then you're probably thinking, well, what's low elo and what's high elo? So when it comes to this playstyle, I suggest doing electrocute when you are below Diamond 1. And if you are above Diamond 1, you can do phase rush Kamikhazix. You can try out phase rush Kamikhazix even though that you are lower than D1, and electrocute is also good in high elo. I know a lot of people have been saying or are using electrocute, and I do also use it myself. I've been using it very recently on Kamikhazix on my main account in Masters D1 elo. Most of the games were going quite well, and yeah, that's pretty much that. One last thing is, I think phase rush Kamikhazix is better when you are duo with someone than when you're solo, because it's so team reliant. So you want to at least have like one teammate that you can rely a lot on with phase rush Kamikhazix. So having a duo is super good, preferably a mid laner, but any duo would be nice, to be honest. And if you're a solo, then electrocute might be slightly better because you have a bigger carry potential, but yeah, that's pretty much that. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you learned something new. I hope that I explained how I play phase rush Kamikhazix and that you understood everything. If you have any wonderings, any questions regarding Kamikhazix, the clear, phase rush, electrocute, the build, anything, just let me know in the comment section below or ask me live on stream, and then I will help you out. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video or on my next live stream over at twitch.tv/Kami_Kazix. So, see you guys.